Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Wow Wednesday. So, you know what? If it's Wednesday, we always have a choice. When I was working in corporate, it was like, oh, it's hump day. I can't wait for the weekend. I just got to get through 2 more days. Well, we get a choice every single morning, and particularly Wednesday mornings to choose how we want to experience and approach today. So I invite you to shift that from hump day, just thinking you got to get through it to get over the hump, and instead switch it to wow, Wednesday, and look today for the good in your life, the gratitude you have, the miracles that are happening all around us when we choose to adjust our lens, which is our attitude, and see things in a new and bright way. So I'm so excited you're here today to get a little bit of wow, some pep in your step, and some strategies to support you in growing your business with our guest today, Laura Barker. And I'll bring her on in just a moment. A couple of updates and announcements for Women's Prosperity Network. And there's two big things happening right now. Number one is this Friday and Saturday, we're hosting our 2-day sales and marketing boot camp. And what this is about is really allowing you to have clearer, more confident, and yet casual conversations that will inspire people who are in need of your products, programs, and services to want to do business with you, to ask to buy from you. It's never about being pushy. It's about saying, here's how I can be of service. Would you like to get started? So we're going to go through a 2-day sales and marketing boot camp on how to attract those quality clients and then how to have those conversations with them. So that's this Friday and Saturday. You can get the information about that on our website. The second thing that's happening is once per quarter, we open up enrollment in our group program, which is called Momentum. And if you're someone who is wanting a higher level of support as well as coaching at a really crazy low affordable price to be able to get consistent guidance and systems and formulas so you're doing things in the right sequence, you want to get into Momentum. And you can find out about Momentum by going to our website, click on the coaching tab, and you'll see all about it. Laura is part of Momentum. I guess she'll talk about that at some point in time, but at this moment, let me introduce you to Laura Barker, who is an international business owner and consultant. She is the queen of LinkedIn, and not just LinkedIn for the purposes of making things look good. It's for the purposes of getting results, really being able to attract those ideal clients, get into conversations, and generate consistent flow of leads for your business. It's the business to business platform. And so I'm delighted you're here with us today. Thank you, Laura.
I could not be more excited, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Nancy. But before I even start talking about LinkedIn, yes, absolutely, I have got to give a shout out to Momentum. Oh my word. So I was lucky enough that when I joined WPN, I joined as maybe a gold, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. And Momentum was opening up like the next week. And I saw the price and I thought, seriously? Okay, I'm doing this. I am all in. And let me just tell you guys something if you don't already know this about me. So I have been a Momentum member now since becoming a member of WPN because I wouldn't be without this coaching. I would not be in business without this coaching. I would not be in this business without this coaching. It was WPN, Momentum, the brilliance of Nancy and Trish that got me to really create Barker Business Solutions and focus on LinkedIn. And it is the joy of my life. If you guys know or have seen me talk about LinkedIn in the past, you know it just fills my soul with joy to be able to help business owners like yourself get new business, because that's the name of the game. And things have changed, right?
Yeah.
So and Momentum keeps us on top of all of that.
Yep. And here's one of the things, and I'm going to just invite everybody to consider this in the background today, is what is it that you already enjoy doing that's bringing you some results in your life and or your business? that's an area of expertise that you can bring value to others, and then they'll return the value by paying you. And that's really how this whole LinkedIn, you teaching it and sharing it came up. I was like, all right, how do you do it? She goes, oh, I love LinkedIn. I do this. I'm like, you're so knowledgeable.
It was so funny because I've been using LinkedIn for myself to grow two businesses at that time, I guess. Anyhow, and we were just talking, and it was, yeah, man, I do this, and I learned how to do all of that intentionally, right, guys? I did not just sort of happen upon all these little tricks and strategies and knowledge. I spent a lot of time, a lot of money researching, learning. I'm talking a year. At least, and then ongoing, right? And what that did for my business was just skyrocket them. And when through Momentum and Nancy, it was like, oh, well, I really hadn't thought about teaching it to other people. I'd shared it with my sales team, of course, but it was like, I don't know. But and now it's the joy of and focus of my life.
Can see how you're lit up, and you're going to light everybody else up here today. So let's dive in. And for the benefit of those who may be joining us for the first time, Laura has been on Wow Wednesday a couple of other times, and she's got some great strategies. She teaches master classes. So there's lots of ways that you can learn the basics and the essential ingredients about success on LinkedIn to generate leads. What she's bringing to us today is something that is so vital, and learning what's happening now, the changes and how the algorithms work. I mean, let me tell you, 10 years ago, I never thought about an algorithm, but that was what we need to think about, right? All the time. So she is at the forefront of what's happening in the world of LinkedIn. So I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend. What do we need to know?
Oh, my heavens. So let me just say, times are changing, and so is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is finally acknowledging that folks, like everyone on this call, is using LinkedIn to grow business, right? That it's not just a job finding site, that it's not a resume. So they are unveiling approximately one new feature per week now. Now, y'all don't need to know about all those features, right? I mean, that's just too much to even think about, but that's my job. So what I do is curate it for you, basically, and let you know, well, what's relevant to business owners like yourself that you would want to know about, right? So I curate that stuff so that you don't have to think about it, sort through it, because it's a lot. And then, and that doesn't even get to the algorithms yet, right? That's just the changes that are coming.
Yeah.
And features. So every year, an algorithm report is produced and released. Now, luckily, I get advanced sneak peek of that. So what I'm going to share with you today is not even available in the public sphere until the end of October, maybe the first week of November. So there are some big changes that we really need to keep in mind when we are trying to grow our business on LinkedIn. And I have to say this as a preface to everything, and that is your profile matters. So make it good before you start really expecting to see a lot of business, because if it's not optimized, it won't do the work for you. I got trainings on that, all that, but I'm not going to go into that today. But I always have to preface with that, right? This won't work without a good profile, without an optimized profile.
And let me pop in for a moment, because here's the way human behavior is. So if you were to send me a connection request, or I was scrolling through LinkedIn and I saw a post that you put up, or a video or something like that, the very first thing I'm going to do is check you out. And how do I check you out? I click that little link and I go right over to your profile. Who is this person? Are they real? Are they not? What have they been up to? And if I click over to your profile and it's not conveying the message that puts you in the best light, leads to possibly doing business together, you just lost that. So the foundation of having your profile right is absolutely essential.
And you get about 3 seconds of someone's time before they make that decision. So it's got to look good on every point, right? Because you don't know what they're clicking exactly. And it definitely has to look good in your intro section. But anyway, all right, I'm not going to train on that. So let me talk about, a lot of you probably know about my method called the Barker 20 method. Nothing in that has changed. So that is good news. It is still working like a charm as always.
Well, what is the Barker 20? You got new people here who've never heard of it.
Right. So the Barker 20 teaches you, and then you can just implement this wash, rinse, repeat, how to get your calendar filled with appointments with your ideal clients and prospects. And I have students who, implement this, and it's a 20-minute program a day. So that's why it's the Barker 20. Mm-hmm. And people who implement this, some people implement it once or twice a week. Some people do it 6-7 days a week. Some people do it twice a day. Obviously, the more you do it, the more appointments you're going to have. I've also had students who have done it so much initially that they had to pull back because their calendars were too full. So, if you implement it, it works. And what's been really rewarding for me is that I've discovered that it works across industries. So, originally I mentioned I would train my sales team, right? And I somehow just thought it would only work for me. I just wasn't thinking of teaching. Anyhow, so luckily I've been doing this for a good while now and have found that it does work across industries, and I have a whole training on that. And so that said, that is still rock solid. And in fact, here's a new little tidbit about that from the algorithm research. So when you send a direct message, your next post will show up in that person's feed.
Really?
How's that for coolness?
Interesting.
Right? So think about that. So you want to do your messaging, which is part of the system. And then after you've done that, put up a post, right? So planning your posting has become critical to be able to maximize the algorithm results. Okay. So if you're not using some kind of third-party tool to plan your posts, there are a bunch of them out there. Hootsuite's one of them. There are a ton.
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah,
So I just want to dial in on this because this is going to increase people's visibility and exposure implemented well. So what I'm hearing is I create my scheduled posts, like decide what I'm posting, when I'm posting it, and use some type of tool for that, or do it myself, but just be on a schedule with it.
Correct.
But before it's about to post, send a direct message to someone.
Bingo.
Okay. Really, that is like a ninja move.
That is a ninja move. It is absolutely a ninja move. And now, the reason scheduling has become so critical is that, you've probably seen trainers who say, post 20 times a day, post as much as you can. Mm-hmm. Okay, just don't. It will not help you anymore. Okay, in fact, it will hurt your reach on each post. I'll give you a perfect example of this. There's a really high-level trainer who has literally 5 million followers. He recommends posting 30-40 times a day. Okay, please do not. First of all, if you have 5 million followers, I don't care what you do. But if you don't, right, whatever. But most of us on this call, I don't think anybody on this call is even close, right? Yeah. So anyhow, but what happened to him, so we watched his posting with this algorithm, just kind of paying attention, right? So his first post did very well. Lots of engagement, lots of likes, comments, shares, all that good stuff, right? Post number 2 had 35 engagements out of 5 million people. So the reason for that is that there are now algorithm rules about when and how to post. Who wants to know
Yeah,
when to post, right?
sign me up.
Right? So here's the deal. First of all, if you post more than once in an 18-hour period, you're going to see a significant decrease in your visibility and reach. Also need to know that reposting something in that time frame or even sharing someone else's is kind of counts against you.
I find that fascinating because I thought they want us to do that.
What they want is quality, and what they saw was just quantity. So they have implemented rules to encourage quality over quantity. And if any of you folks are involved, and I got to say this, in those, oh shoot, what are they? Posting pods, you know, that like everybody gets on and comments on each other's posts.
Yeah.
Please get out quickly. Do not do that. LinkedIn is onto that, and they are penalizing people. Seriously, they might even suspend you if you are doing it a lot. I would just get out. They don't want you doing it. They're going to crack down on you. They've got it in the algorithm to crack down on you. So,
Right. So think about this, and this relates to a question we had in the chat. So if you're spending 20 minutes in one of those pods where everybody's sharing other people's stuff, which now is not going to help you. At one time it did. That's why we stay up to date with the changes. If you took the 20 minutes you're probably spending doing that and implemented the Barker 20, the way Laura's teaching you, you're going to get increased exposure, increased leads, business, so switch it up. And that's what we need to do. That's why we need to be flexible in business, especially when it comes to marketing, which is what we're talking about here, making those connections. Exactly what the Barker 20 is about, and I'm answering Trisha's question. It's about implementing the techniques that Laura shares in her master classes and her deeper trainings in just 20 minutes a day to get real results. So that's what the Barker 20 is. It's a system.
Right. It's a wash, rinse, repeat system. So once you have your profile optimized, you're going to learn how to create the right messaging, the timing, the focus for your 20 minutes, and how to get those meetings. And that's what we want, right? That's how we sell, right? That is how we get new clients, is these meetings like this face-to-face stuff, right? That's what is critical. So let me try to run through some of this stuff. What Vanessa said, right? Yeah.
Vanessa, she was in a LinkedIn posting pod and her account got frozen for about a month. Yeah. So that's probably why.
Yeah, I would say so.
Listen to Laura.
I'm going to keep you safe and I'm going to keep you growing. That is my job. And I live to do this, as many of you already know. So I have some more stuff that I really want to make sure I share with you. And I know I never have time to tell you what I want to share. So I'm trying to pick out the pieces that are going to give you the most bang. So timing now is also critical. There is the new report has a wonderful chart about the best times to post.
Everyone wants to know that.
So here are some critical pieces of that chart to know about. First of all, there is now a two-phased timing that will determine your post visibility and reach. So now you are going to want, there's a 90-minute rule, if you will. So when you're about to post something, you want to get one of your good buddies. This is not like the pod thing, but just direct message one of your buddies and say, hey, I'm about to post this. Will you please comment within the next, are you available to comment within the next 90 minutes?
Wow.
Because that will determine how much visibility you get for the next 8 hours.
So LinkedIn is, I put up a post, and if nobody comments within 90 minutes, it's going to
You're
get
done. You're
very
done.
little exposure. If
Right.
somebody comments quickly and or within 90 minutes, they're going to kind of play it again. If this is content people are liking, and LinkedIn wants people to like LinkedIn and see it as a valuable platform. So everything is, based upon how does LinkedIn get more people using it, right? Too?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you will see that they're using their algorithm also to detect gamification, which is what that pod thing was doing, and everybody was doing. It was okay, right? It worked for a while, but they're onto that, and they're just like adamantly opposed to anything that looks like gamification.
Okay.
So don't try to trick the algorithm. What we want to do is work with the algorithm, right? So that we are helping LinkedIn as LinkedIn is helping us. Okay, so you got 90 minutes, and then if you get that great comment, always reply, guys, always reply.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next 8 hours, it will have more visibility. Now, if you get that, right, and people continue to comment and stuff, then that 8 hours is going to determine your visibility for days to come, for 5 days, 4 days or 5 days. I get my numbers mixed up. I think it's 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's why it's 5. Because the best time to post, if you have something you really want seen, you are going to post it at 10 a.m. Monday morning. Period.
Okay.
And in your time zone. Okay. So don't get messed up on time zones. You post. So this is why scheduling becomes just absolutely critical. You don't want to miss these windows of maximum visibility.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say a word about where this information is coming from. So this report is put together by a LinkedIn user, but a special LinkedIn user who is so important to LinkedIn that they pay him as a consultant. So he's been doing and producing this report now for several years. I don't know how many exactly. And they do a massive amount of research.
And data mining,
They are watching posts activity every 9 minutes. Yeah, there's a lot of data, and it's worldwide. It's international. So this stuff is really valid. It's the data, and sometimes it surprises us. I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. Okay, well, whatever. But
so 10 a.m. Monday morning, regardless of whatever your time zone is, and then ask somebody to do a comment within 90 minutes. Reply.
And more than one person.
That's what I was just saying, because that's what it's about. Well, let me ask this question. Is this gamification?
Yeah, of course it is. Okay. But look, this is one of the new rules. So until they change, this is what we're following the rules.
Yeah.
So it's really not gamification in the sense that gamification, what they're looking for is like in the feed. Right? Yeah. They don't, first of all, they probably can see, but they don't really, they do monitor your direct messages a little bit. But anyway, that's not, sending a direct message is not really considered gamification. That's when you're trying to game the system through the feed and stuff and time, white spaces. Y'all heard me talk about white spaces if you've been in the trainings.
I don't know what that is.
So so you'll see a post that has text space, text space, text.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in the Barker 20, which is really built around direct messaging, I recommend, and this is still valid, to break up your text with a white space now and then so that it is easily scannable.
Right.
However, when you are doing that on a post, text white, text white, text white, text white, they are going to decrease your reach significantly.
Really? Which is, I don't know.
That's gamification.
That's gamification. And I think that strategy of white space, which makes it more easily readable for the person scanning through their phone, so it's not all just big block text,
Right.
is useful on Facebook. So I'm wondering if Facebook is going to follow suit with some of this, and we don't need to get into detail on that.
I almost would doubt it, just because this is really all of their focus is on making this more professional in business, right? So they don't want anything that looks Facebooky.
And they want quality. They want content that's
Right.
businesses doing business with each other, growing their business. That's what the focus is.
Yeah. And here's a really fun little fact that I just thought was hysterical. So LinkedIn has become an emoji snob. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So what that means is you no longer want to use emojis that have a face. Smiley face, laughing face. Don't do it on LinkedIn. They don't consider that professional. That's for those social platforms, not for a business platform.
Interesting.
Now, that being said, you can use things like check marks, a star to kind of highlight things. Just don't use a face, right?
Interesting. They're really in these changes that they're implementing, seeking to distinguish themselves as the business platform. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that is exactly what they're doing. And also, as a kind of unfortunate result of that, they're also I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, they're making premium more desirable and also more necessary. So there are different levels of membership with LinkedIn. I'm not going to go into that now, but just know that don't be surprised to see a feature or a report that you used to be able to see and you can't see it anymore without upgrading.
Would you mind talking a little bit about, and I don't know if this is part of the changes, but maybe it is, a lot of people will, be curious, should I do the paid version or the free version? And do I need to? So can I get great results without upgrading?
Absolutely. And everything I train on is on the free version, unless I specifically say this is only for paid, but generally, like the Barker 20, you don't need a paid version.
Fantastic.
So yeah, absolutely. Now, let me say a few more things. I know we're coming up on the half hour, but
yeah, it's great. And we're going to open up for some questions with Laura in just a couple minutes. And I've also put in the chat, she's got a masterclass coming up on October 24th that you can register for. There's a workbook with the profiles, templates. She's like, it's only $37 for the masterclass, and it's robust to get you really launched on LinkedIn in a big way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so there's actually one, Nancy, we have it on the 13th. Remember, I was doing an extra one?
The 24th is when.
Okay. If that's what we did, I'm a little confused. That's
all
right.
Or I'm a little confused. I thought it was for the 24th.
We'll talk about that later. When you go to you decide to go take a look at it, whatever's on the page is correct. So don't worry about it. Sorry to have even brought it up. Okay. So real quickly, don't edit your post in the first 10 minutes. Okay. Just don't. Wait. Do it later after that first comment comes in.
Interesting.
Or at least wait 10 minutes. Okay. You'll get 10% less reach if you edit within the first 10 minutes. And that can peak up to 40% less reach, kind of depending on timing and stuff. So just stick with that rule of thumb. Don't edit your post within the first 10 minutes. Another reason to schedule your post, because you're going to be editing it there and looking at it and making sure it is correct.
Right.
Now, another thing, commenting on your own post. Do not be the first to comment. I don't care what you have to say. Don't be the first. After somebody comments, feel free to comment. But if you comment on your own post first, it slows your growth by 20%.
Wow.
And that includes if you were to pin it, right? So don't pin comments and posts, during that as the first thing you do.
Thing.
Right.
Let me ask a question related to this. So when I'm doing posts, should it or should it not include a link to my website or to something else?
It can, absolutely. And you can put that link directly in the post, contrary to contrary to what we did in the past, which was tell everybody to put the link in a comment, right? That we would say, see the comments for the link, right? So we're not doing that anymore. You can put it right in the post. You always want to have a call to action, guys, by the way, in a post. And it doesn't have to be go to my website, right? It could be follow my company page. And here's another tip that I really want to make sure I got in. It could be, if you like what you read, then, or what you've seen here, ring my bell. What that means.
I was like, ring my bell.
Exactly. Play with this a little bit, right? They put the bell icon up. We didn't create this. So, and now they are giving real value to that bell. What that means is that, Nancy, when somebody goes to your profile, they will see an icon with a bell. Now, don't get worried when you go to your own profile and don't see it. You can't ring your own bell and you won't see a bell. So don't worry. All right.
For that.
Somebody else has to ring your bell. Anyhow, when they do this, just a second, Vanessa, I'll tell you that. When they do this, they will get notified every time you post something. And Vanessa, the bell is.
It's like what YouTube has.
Oh, I have no idea. So, okay.
YouTube has, click on the bell if you want to get notified when I post.
Oh, cool.
So that's where they pick that up from.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay.
So, Vanessa, the bell would be located in your intro section. And thank you, Peg, right below your profile banner. That's exactly right.
But remember, you can't see your own bell.
Correct. Yeah, you won't see it. Only your visitors will see it.
So everybody go to Laura Barker's LinkedIn profile and ring her bell.
Please, that would be lovely. If you want more of this,
More of this.
Yeah, right? All right, awesome. And then one last thing, and then maybe we can open it up. So you may want to create a template that's kind of like a signature. So it's like a footer. At the bottom of every post, you're going to have the same information. Mm-hmm. So you're going to want to have, you can vary it up, right? But one of the things that we really recommend you start doing immediately in that footer, so you can put your hashtags down there, and you're no longer limited, by the way, this is a big one, this is a big one. Now, doesn't matter how many, as long as it's not more than 10. They're encouraging more use of hashtags. So absolutely. Now, the footer at the bottom, you want to have a hashtag that represents your personal business. So hashtag Barker Business Solutions or hashtag whatever, right? Hashtag. But before you do that, you do need to check on LinkedIn and see if a lot of other people are using that hashtag, because you want a unique one, if it, as unique as possible. We don't own hashtags, but what that means is that if you keep doing that, when they click on that hashtag, that's a way for them to see everything you've posted in one place, which is really cool.
So some of your hashtags, and I'm sure you'll teach more on this in the masterclass and in your cohort and all that you do, some of the hashtags should be ones other people use, but you want so that you can get come up in searches for those hashtags. And you also want to have one hashtag that's more unique to just you, so that if they click that, they're seeing all of your content.
Correct.
More ninja strategies. Like, come on, this is
right.
Really good.
And I saw a question in the chat. What was that? Where did it go?
We've got a couple of questions. Let me do this before you start, and I will help manage all of that. I'm going to go ahead and unmute people. If you're on your phone, you'll hit *6. If you're on your computer, you'll just unmute yourself or raise your hand, and I'll go ahead and take your questions. And while I do that, Laura, share about, so the masterclass date is the 24th. I just checked the page. And then they can do the masterclass. Tell them about they can do the masterclass or they can do the cohort. And then on the third Monday, which would be prior to the masterclass, you talk about that. What's available for them to get these strategies?
Absolutely. So I have two programs, and I've tried to, my goal here is for folks to be able to move the needle consistently using LinkedIn to grow your business. So I've been doing master classes a long time now, and I know that they've been really helpful, and they're only $37. So it's like, tune in, see, get some good actionable information every time. And it's not the same masterclass every time. So there's a new topic every single time, which is kind of, I think, cool.
Which is once a month.
Which is once a month, correct. Unless I decide to do like an extra, which I sometimes do. But anyhow, if you are, the other option is to become a member of, you've heard people refer to the cohort, right? This is a membership service. It is only $47 a month. So you can pay per masterclass, right? If you only want to come occasionally or whatever. But if you really want to move the needle and get consistent, updated information, here's what you get in the cohort. So in the cohort, you have a free all access pass to every training I do. Every masterclass you can come to. I do special trainings for just the cohort. I do office hours every month just for cohort members. And that is laser coaching, which I know a lot of us here are familiar with. Thank you, Nancy and Trish. Y'all are amazing. So I do the same thing. So everybody comes with your questions and we just work through them till we're done. It has really been so rewarding for me. And I think and I know the people who are coming and getting that bonus. We also have a special exclusive LinkedIn group for our cohort members. We have in the library.
Yeah, huge library.
And growing not every day. Okay, I won't say that, but growing at least monthly, and usually more than that. So sorry, I got distracted by a chat.
Don't look at the chat. I'll manage.
It popped up. Okay. Anyhow, the cohort is going to give you all of that information. You can direct message me when you're in the cohort, and people do, and I appreciate that because I can then take a look at something. It is really I think a really good value for $47 a month as opposed to the $37, which is again great if you just want to pop in occasionally and see what's going on.
So let me tell everybody the link, and then I'm going to start with questions. I knew there'd be a boatload, and there is. So go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com/masterclass. The masterclass is happening on October 24th. And when you register today, if you're just going to do the masterclass, you're still going to get the profiles workbook, all kinds of templates for your about section, how to define your ideal client so you can create your messaging for LinkedIn. You get all of that for the $37. My suggestion would be $10 more for $47 and get a full 30 days to check out the cohort, the training library, join her live even before the 24th with the open office hours, which I believe is on the 17. The 17th.
You know what? You know why the 13th is in my brain? Because I'm doing a special for the cohort again, part 2 of my algorithm.
Oh, so they'll get that too.
They'll get that too.
Okay, I didn't even know about that. All right, beautiful.
Yeah, sorry.
Right, so go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com/masterclass, all one word, and you'll have the choice whether you want to do the $37 one-time class with all the templates, or for $47, get a full month of this, woman. Like, really? All right, let's go to some questions, and I'm going to start with Corinthia Loblack.
Oh my God, did I have a question?
I don't know. You're unmuted. If you don't have a question, that's cool, and I can move on to the next person.
Move on.
Move on?
Yes.
Okay, I am moving on. Nice to hear your voice, and I'm happy you're with us today. Awesome. How about Deborah Morrison is in the house? Good morning, Deborah.
Hey, good morning. Thanks, Laura. This has been amazing as usual. And my question is that this is the 10 a.m. whatever time zone you're in is when you ought to post. So yeah, you might have things and pay people to set things up in Hootsuite and whatnot. But boy, I think this is an invitation for all of us to pop on at 10, right? And then have maybe a short list of people. And, we might just print out a WPN network directory, if you will, and choose like 10 different people each week. And then we can touch various people. Now that's kind of a little, I'm trying to gamify it, admittedly.
That's not even
But if we're
gamification, though.
on,
That's a strategy. That's just a strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we're on at 10, then we're going to see a lot of new things, and we'll be able to, just course across the list of our friends and contacts. So I think that's one of my biggest takeaways, but there have been many. So many thanks. Thank you.
And if you could expound on that just 1 minute. So another reason that you want to post first, you want your most important post, what you want people to see for the week, to be posted Monday morning because of that 5-day rule, right? So you maximize that 2-phase engagement, and they're going to be seeing it in their feed all week.
Beautiful.
But if you did it on Thursday, it doesn't happen on Saturday and Sunday. They're not going to see it. Well, it happens. It's just that it won't be seen because people are doing other things.
Right. All right, great. Thank you, Deborah. Great point. And I love that you shared those ahas, my friend. There'll be more coming, right?
Thank you, Deborah.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to take one of the questions that we had in the Q&A chat, and that is there any value in turning on the creator mode function? Will it be changed with all these as these policies are being rolled out? And I don't even know what that is.
Yes, whoever asked that, the answer is a big yes. Y'all, if you've been in my training, I've coached in the past, until you hit a certain number, don't turn on creator mode, stuff like that. So they have added some features to creator mode only that make it worthwhile. I don't have time to go into all of them, but one of the biggest is that when you turn on creator mode, you get to put a live link to whatever you want in your intro section. So if you were to go to my profile right now, you would see a live link that says keep it simple, which is I think it takes people to the cohort page, but you could have it go anywhere you want it to go. Okay. You could have it go to your freebie. You could have it go to whatever you want. And that is of huge value. And there are other things as well. So I recommend turning on the creator mode.
Awesome. Now, do you have a training about this creator mode inside of the resource library when we join the cohort? Is there something?
So there is not right now a specific training on creator mode, but there is training that includes this new change.
Okay, got it.
So within the cohort, let me explain real quick. When you join, not only are you going to get the extra training, this month that's going on for the cohort, but I did one last week, or for the this week anyway, recently. I just did a training for the cohort on like part 1 of the algorithm updates. That replay is available in the cohort
right away.
Right away. So you'll get the whole picture.
Beautiful. Okay, great. All right, let's go to Claudia Rocafort. Your line is open. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good morning, ladies. How wonderful to see you, Laura. And thank you for all of those amazing tips and nuggets that you always share. I loved this one particularly. So this hashtag idea of creating your own hashtag. So for example, Claudia Rocafort coaching, that would be my hashtag.
And it's really long, Claudia. You may just want to think about that.
Okay, beautiful. So what, CR coaching.
So if I guess it really doesn't matter. People aren't going to be typing it in anyway. When I'm starting to just kind of play this out in my head.
Okay.
People aren't going to be typing it out. They're most likely going to just be clicking, right?
Yeah.
So it probably doesn't matter. And that's so unique. It's wonderful, of course.
Okay.
And here's why we're doing this, by the way. You're going to gain followers of that hashtag. Now, this is a long-term play.
Yes.
But over time, you will gather more and more and more followers. When you reach 1,000, and I know that sounds like a lot, but you'll be surprised how this can grow. Then your LinkedIn rewards you for doing that and will increase your visibility significantly.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Great.
And
Thank you, Claudia.
thank you. A follow-up with that, Laura. Actually, are connections and followers considered in the same way? If you have over 1,000 connections, would
No.
that play out? No. Okay.
No, so this is not even just followers. I'm talking about followers of that hashtag.
Of that hashtag. Beautiful.
Yeah,
That
thank
makes a
you for
lot
that.
of sense. Yes. Thank you. Wonderful.
Awesome. All right, Claudia, thank you for that great question, which opened up another avenue to maximize things here. So good. Laura Barker is a vault of LinkedIn wisdom in terms of strategies that really work. This isn't just theory. This is get her done. It happens. So, hey,
Absolutely.
I like your cup. Is this what your cup is?
Oh, no, mine's a generic.
It looks like let's
Sorry, I have one of those. It's, got to wash them sometimes.
Yeah, all right. And register for the masterclass and or the cohort. Go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com/masterclass. And the links are in the chat and the comments, all that good stuff. So let's go to our next person, which will be Olivia Jones.
Good morning, Laura. How are you this morning?
I could not be better, Miss Olivia. How are you doing?
I am blessed abundantly
Awesome.
and have been really enjoyed your tips. My question really quickly is for the LinkedIn banner, you talked about like emojis. What are some suggestions to make it appear more professional so that when someone does come to your profile initially, it gives you that appeal, that initial appeal, because that's the foundation
Absolutely.
of bringing your clients to us, bringing clients to you. So what would you've been over a couple, but you might just, any additional?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I appreciate you bringing it up. So when you're creating that banner pic, again, right now, the focus is all about professional, right? So simplicity is huge. People do not want clutter. They don't want to see clutter. We used to be all cluttered and it worked. So simplicity is important. I like to see a call to action on your banner, which could be ring my bell, which could be click the link below. Those are great call to actions, right? If you tell them to click the link below, you want to tell them why. So like click the link below to get whatever, right? So you want to have your message there. You want to be professional. And again, everybody has heard me say, right? Stay in your lane, pick a lane and stay there. So we want to know who our audience is, and we want to be speaking directly to them, starting with the banner. And yes, this will make some people not interested in you, but you know what? You don't want to waste your time talking to them anyway. So this allows you to really create a connections that are going to be of value.
And fruitful. Really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't like penalize you for editing because I'm like trying
No.
Okay.
No, you can edit that as much as you want.
Okay.
Your banner. All right,
Yes.
good. Great question. Thank you, my friend. Love it. Love it. Let me, Joy Harris has a really good question that I think has a few tentacles. in
Okay.
it. So the question is, if your target audience is working women, is 10 a.m. Monday good? Because most working women wouldn't see it until after 5. So that's why I say there's some tentacles in there. And Joy, if you want to unmute yourself, we're happy to have you do that. Just hit *6 or unmute yourself on your computer if you like.
Hey, Joy, great question. So I would answer that by saying it doesn't matter that they're working women is your target audience. Target audience is irrelevant, really, for this data. It works across audiences, across time zones. Remember, the source of this data is international and across industries and extremely detailed, like, oh my gosh. So what will happen is that if you are sticking to the schedule, this means that the most people are going to see it. And it's not just at 10, there's actually a time frame. So it's like between 10 and 1 or something like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, I have a whole chart and stuff. But the important part of that is that they'll see it when they log in, right? Which may be at lunch. And honestly, I hate to tell you, but some people will log in at 10 and 10:30. That's like they kind of got their day set up. Now they need to check their LinkedIn, which really is part of their business, most likely, whatever they're doing, right? Companies are more and more turning to LinkedIn as sales tools and employee support and the So it would not be unusual for working women to tune in after 10.
And corporations and companies have LinkedIn pages and groups, and it's support for their people in there. I did a training for Microsoft, and it was for Microsoft Teams. So, the millions, however many employees they had. So I did a training for the teams, and the replay of it was posted in their LinkedIn group. So employees are logging in to LinkedIn many times during the day.
Absolutely. We see it across the world. So great question, Joy. Was there a follow-up that you wanted to maybe add or anything?
I think that was it.
Okay.
I don't know that Joy, there you are. Joy, was that helpful?
It was, it was helpful. But in the corporate environment that I'm working in and have worked in, we barely get a lunch hour. So yes, I agree that LinkedIn is used for the corporate business, but the individual corporate women, the stressed out corporate women that I am working with, they barely get to stop at 5. So I don't know. I see what you're saying, though.
Well, think about it like this, Joy. They are, it sounds like, kind of high level corporate women because they're working more than a 8-hour thing, if they're staying past 5 and all that. But either way, it kind of doesn't matter because, again, times are changing. So what has worked in the past is not working now. And companies in particular are really starting to appreciate the value that LinkedIn brings to their company through their employees' use of LinkedIn. So for example, every time that employee posts, guess what is shown right under their name?
The company.
The company. So it's just edifying the company every time they post. They will share, they're encouraged to share company posts, things like that. So I think, Joy, that you'll see, I hope you'll see, and I'd love to hear your feedback later, if you are seeing this, and if you're not, we could talk about it.
I have learned so much already from listening to you, and I really appreciate all your expertise. I am enjoying this quite a bit. Thank you.
Joy.
Yep, you're most welcome. She's amazing. Go to the master class or get in the cohort to, take this to the next level because it really, LinkedIn is a treasure trove. And the way that you teach this to be implemented on an ongoing basis with the Barker 20 system, it's like a breath of fresh air that you don't have to get lost down a rabbit hole. Like really.
If I could just say, I hope we can get another question in, but real quickly is that these new features that they're rolling out are now aimed, I think I may have said this, but they're aimed really at helping us they're aimed at supporting sales and service professionals in ways they never have before. Now, they're not all aimed at that, and there's going to be a lot of them, which is why I curate for you.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, let me go to Denny Gillespie, and which will probably be our final caller. If we have time for another one, we'll open up. Denny, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Guess what? I have a major testimonial about the power of LinkedIn.
Excellent.
And just a year ago, when I met Laura, I did a profile for the first time. I haven't even come close to doing all the big things that could be done. I am an independent swim instructor. I've been looking for a position at an indoor pool. And on Monday, a recruiter from Health First called me and she said, "You are our ideal candidate." I said, "Where did you find me?" "On LinkedIn."
Yeah, baby.
I have an interview tomorrow morning for a full-time position. an hour north of me at an indoor pool where I won't get more skin cancer. And I am thrilled. I couldn't wait to tell you.
Oh,
Yay, Jimmy!
That is
Thank you so much for sharing, and I'm so happy for you. Please keep us posted on that.
Oh,
right?
I will. I
And
will.
that is the power of a profile.
yeah.
That's where it starts. Great job, Denny.
And you know what? She went on and on about how I am their ideal candidate. She's the recruiter for the hospital. I feel so good about my possibility of getting this position tomorrow morning.
That's
Yay, blessings, my friend. I am so
good
happy
vibes.
for you. Good vibes. All right. It works. Get out there, join in with Laura, apply these strategies. Go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com/masterclass. And I think we're going to have time for one more. So let me go ahead and sneak that in. A phone number 954-446. Is that Sherry Rudolph?
It is.
Did you have a question, my friend?
I did. I learned a lot. Thank you so much, Laura. I wanted to know, in terms of beginners or people who have not used the LinkedIn program a lot, but have been exposed to it, is your program designed to help beginners or people who have not had much experience with LinkedIn?
Oh my goodness, yes. So that is exactly where it starts, is how to start from zero and go to success. Because I know that so many people are in your position, right? That, they have a profile, but they're not using it, LinkedIn, to get business.
Right.
They don't really know what to do. And so we start in my training at the very first things that you need to do, from knowing how to ask for connections and build a connection list that is going to be a quality list of ideal prospects and clients. And so, and you heard Denny just say that's, they were looking at her LinkedIn going, she's our ideal prospect, right? And they knew that because of the profile. So we go from zero to getting business.
Well, and I'm just thinking for you, Sherry, so this is for your cleaning business, correct?
Right. Correct.
So if you want more commercial accounts, what's big on LinkedIn is also recommendations that help boost. And I know you have a whole training on recommendations, Laura. So if you are a business to business type of company, so it's really a gold mine for you.
And let me tell you on that, Sherry. So, wow, I'm glad Nancy mentioned that, because let me tell you, businesses are hurting. They can't get quality cleaning. I mean, so you are like niche, girl. This weekend, I hope I get to play with you.
You definitely will.
Excellent.
Awesome. All right, great. Sherry, so glad you were here and you found value today, just as everybody did. Be sure to go to barkerbusinesssolutions.com/masterclass and choose either just the masterclass for $37 or get the whole enchilada for the next 30 days for $47. And you can cancel at any time. I suspect you won't want to, because you're going to be getting so much from it. Laura, thank you for being with us and providing such huge value. I love and honor you, and am grateful for all you share with us.
Oh, Nancy, thank you. And guys, I'm going to say it again. Momentum's opening. Oh my gosh, this is a momentous occasion.
It's a momentous occasion. Go to womensprosperityNetwork.com and then click on the coaching tab, and it'll take you to the Momentum program, which is a weekly group coaching program with myself and my two sisters every single week. Come on. And it includes this week's workshop. So you could buy a ticket or you could join Momentum. All good. We look forward to serving you. And just like we've done with Laura, find that golden nugget that is your area of expertise and support you in bringing it out to more people so that you can make the difference you're here to make. And the money, the money's good.
It is. When you find your joy and work with Momentum and they show you how to do that, oh my heavens. This is why I've been a Momentum member from day one.
Day one.
Pretty much.
All right, my friend. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Remember, this is a Wow Wednesday. Get out there and make the most of it. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye, Laura.
I thank you.